Hello YouTube, it's your good friend JB here, with some good funny jokes of course. And speaking of jokes, today is going to be a little bit different because I want to start doing these sort of things, reviewing stuff. And I've never got round to showcasing off stuff that I usually buy or like get stuff or like make sets. I may even do like a showcase on this set, but only time will tell. Well, it's just that I wanted to start getting motivation into something new. I mean, I want to try something new. I want to try out and do the best I can to review this item or whatever. But it's going to be like not a Thomas Wooden Railway item. It's going to be a BRIO item. It is a Thomas item, but it's actually BRIO. I know I've seen SoloFan 2K10's reviews on the BRIO Thomas models, engines 1 to 11 minus 9, 10, and Stepney and the Magic Railroad characters and the other diesels. But it's mainly just going to be something I haven't seen yet on YouTube that other people haven't done. And so, with the motivation to start off with, it's a narrow gauge engine, but before I get into this, I'm going to say a few things. I originally was writing a script for the Hornby Thomas review, but I never had the time to finish it, and as I was transitioning my iPad, I never got the chance to finish it off. I will rewrite it though, I promise you. But in other news, I was planning to do Hornby reviews, but I haven't thought of any time yet. But never mind. Speaking of reviewing stuff. But anyway, let's start with the first review. And it's going to be on the BRIO Sir Handel. Although, there is a bit of history behind Sir Handel, though. Sir Handel is a Welsh engine who's based on his counterpart, Sir Hayden, and was built in the year 1904. He was built in the Falcon Works in Loughborough in England that year. He was originally in 040, which I'll talk about his chassis in a bit. He was transferred to the Mid-Sodor Railway, and when it closed, he was then transferred to the Skarloey Railway. When he first appeared, he was quite rude and arrogant to the coaches, calling them cattle trucks. And he, one day, he derailed on purpose and he got shut up in the shed. And he soon learned his lesson afterwards, and was to be careful with coaches more. In the CV series, he appeared only in season 4, but never appeared in season 10. But was never seen again until season 10. Why am I saying this? It's because maybe they didn't build a large-scale model, or maybe they could have just used him in season 5 as a small cameo. But oh well, it's a shame though. But anyways, though, he was first made in the merchandise around 1996, being his Ertl model. But I'm not here to talk about his Ertl. This is actually wood. He had a wooden railway counterpart that was actually introduced in the year 1997. This, however, describes him as his lookabout in his railway series form, which I think to my knowledge, would be the colour is a bit too like a little purplish. And there was the BRIO range, which has his incorrect wheel configuration. And then this was actually introduced in 1999 though, but the range, however, was discontinued the following year. I don't know, why did the range discontinue? That's the question. I don't know. Wouldn't want to quote that kind of rubbish, but oh well. It was his original cab design as well. Yeah. So, apologies on that one. So let's dive into the review. So this was my second narrow gauge engine I got in the wooden form, and if I zoom in closer, here he is. Let's get a good view of him. Okay, here he is. Okay, let's get. He has. Before I show you off the rest of them all, I gotta say that face looks very great, and it actually catches his TV series, Series 4 lookalike in the show. And I think that does look a bit like his 1997 to 2005 model. And he also has a small magnet at the front. And something else I also put was, I also added some coal details. I don't know how well you can see on camera, but yeah, this model quite suffered a lot of edge wear over the years of play. There's a large chip on his side tank. Let me show you the left. I drew some cab details in, which actually used a Sharpie for it, but they faded off over time. And you got to talk about the chassis. He has his 040 instead of the 6 wheels. Why do they choose not to? Underneath he's got 2 screws, which is just a standard chassis. Yeah, and that little slant underneath there, and at the front. I think this blue running board's all flat piece. I'll talk about that number 3. It actually looks very like a blackish. I kind of wish they made like a golden style. Makes it look more realistic, stand out. That name font looks very nice. Those 2 domes, I don't know how you describe it, but they do kind of look okay to me. Doesn't have a whistle though. If I turn symmetrical, it's basically the same, but he looks more like Scarlowy than Sir Handel, in my opinion. But when you were a kid growing up in the 90s and you wanted to get this small sandal, well, I really want to get the 1997 sandal. It looks really awesome though, but oh well, they just can't be choosers. And a BRIO sticker here at the back is a BRIO sticker saying 1986, although his model, he was actually released in 1999. But to be fair with you, the Erdl Sir Handel has actually got better proportions. His other wooden railway models actually have the correct proportions. To be fair with you, the original one had 1 dome and a slender body. They were like similar to the magazine and annual stories, considering their... It looks a bit more like his real life counterpart, Sir Hayden. In 1999 he was reintroduced with a plastic funnel, and in 2005 he had a face paint and was sold with the ice cream factory for only a year. In 2008 he had a bit more. He was released for a limited time only in his season 10 form. However, I gotta say though, what I would say the flaw is with his model is that if the magnet is so small, it tends to decouple, but you can connect it both sides. But at the back, you can only connect it one way. His model was also sold in his wooden railway was sold in the Man in the Hill set. That this is the only engine I own, the narrow gauge, BRIO narrow gauge engine I own, along with Rusty. I don't have Scarlo Rheneas. Oh no, there is no Rheneas. I don't have Peter Samuel, Duncan or Duke to compare him with. But that was another story, but I may buy them, but who knows. But I do have their regular wooden railway counterparts. Might get his old wooden railway counterpart, but I'm not sure which one. But number 3 though, as I said, actually is more of a black than a yellowish kind of thing. And he's also missing that handrail on the top. And there isn't... And the handrails aren't... See, even though the buffer beam is red, I ain't too bored about it. I will say though, there are quite a few things. I know that his forewheels do remind me of the Toby's prototype, and when, for instance, if I was put him on 3.5 curves, like for instance, if you put him on like 3.5 curves, he turns fine. But with his original wooden railway model, with his normal wooden railway models, they work fine because the chassis are all the same. Although there is a lot of edgeware though. I've used this a lot, and I only see a tiny bit on the bottom though. But so would you recommend the BRIO Sir Handel? But I would recommend the original Sir Handel, the wooden railway Sir Handel, your standard one. But if you look at that face, I mean, if you're willing to replace the old style sandal or the new style sandal's face and place that face on him, you decide. To me, when I look at him this way, he looks more like a Bill and Ben kind of thing, or Scarloey. But to be honest with you, I really don't like how they gave him 4 wheels. I really wish they gave him 6. In my knowledge, I would say the 2008 model is way more superior, but I don't have it, so oh well. Well, save what you've got. But in the meantime, so that's really just a lot of rambling, that's all. I do hope to see Sir Handel again soon, even though I wish he did appear somewhere between season 4 and 10. That would be quite nice if he did make a small appearance though, but oh well, you can't turn back the clock. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this review. I'm sorry if I couldn't think of any high possible details to say, but anyways, thank you all for watching, and have a good day, and hopefully see you in the next video.